This episode is being brought to you by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alaska Realty. Whether you're investing in residential, buying or selling, commercial properties anywhere in the state of Alaska, we're here to assist. To reach us, you can contact me at Lottie at LottieMichael.com or my cell phone, 907-242-7603. And for comments or questions about residential properties, reach out to Connie Yoshimura at 907-229-2703, 229-2703. Hello, Lottie. I understand you're just back from the annual shareholders meeting in Omaha for Berkshire Hathaway. How long have you been going to this shareholders? I think I've been going about 15 years. I really enjoy it. The energy there is just amazing. I've been going there longer than Mr. Buffett has owned the real estate brokerage firm, so that's exciting.
Yes, because that's the 13 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, I understand that it's been called the Woodstock for investors.
Yeah, Woodstock for capitalists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woodstock
It's
for
just,
capitalists.
you meet so many people there. There's about 40,000 people in attendance. The doors open at 7 a.m. I get in line about 4:30 a.m. because I usually have an entourage with me, and I like to have good seats for my guests. This year was the first year with Mr. Buffett sitting out from the head table. Greg Abel is the heir apparent, and he handled the meeting beautifully. He was very well received. He knows the information. He's been doing it for years. Someone asked Warren Buffett how he felt about it, and Warren Buffett said all of his wealth, essentially all of his wealth, is in Berkshire Hathaway stock. He was totally comfortable with Greg Abel at the helm. So, you know what? I'm okay with that. I feel really good about it. All of the companies are doing well. They move things within their portfolio. It's a conglomerate. So they move things, they're putting things in, they're taking things out, and they give a lot of autonomy to all of the executives that handle each company. So I don't know his name, but the fellow that handles Coca-Cola, he doesn't have to answer directly to Warren Buffett or Greg Abel. He runs the business as he sees fit, and then a corporate, Mr. Buffett or Mr. Abel, look at it at the end of the year and say, we can tweak it, or it's moving along just fine. That's a good business model. I have to remember that, because it's easy for me to micromanage people that work with me. And that's not always a good thing. It's certainly not good for me. And if they need micromanaging, I probably need to look at new people.
I'm taking that to heart. I think you and I are both sort of micromanagers, and being a micromanager is exhausting.
And it's counterproductive. It slows me down. I don't need to do that. I like to tell people that work with me, just do something, make a decision and move forward. If you make the wrong decision, we'll fix it. But no decision is the worst decision. And that's how they operate their business.
Let's talk about some of those silos that they have. They are heavily invested in rail, right?
They have rail, they have utilities, I think there's 57 companies. I should know this. It's not, and they own a lot of Apple. Actually, they gave a shout out to Apple and Mr. Cook because he's retiring. But they like to, you said silos, and that's the right word, because they like to keep everything separate. Berkshire Energy might be moving into a new market. That doesn't mean Berkshire Energy is going to contact Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, because they do whatever is best for that silo, whatever is best for this company, whatever is best for this company. And if you happen to work together, that's great, but that's not required. And that's different than other real estate franchises. And maybe that's why they don't do it that way. You could see that in past years of franchises that came on the market, and they were big and they were strong, and they owned this and they owned that, and they owned Sears, and they owned all these different companies, and they tried to get everybody to use all in the same company, and it didn't work well. It didn't have legs. They're not in business anymore. So I think how they do it, keeping every business strong onto itself, is the right way.
I can be a testament to that, because when I purchased the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services franchise 5 years ago, which I think is the best investment that I've ever made, regardless of real estate and all my land development activities. There was never a mention of title insurance, and they own they own a title insurance company.
A lot
There
of
was never any reference to a mortgage. Okay.
everything is a standalone.
And so they do, however, give us a long list of companies that they own or have a serious financial interest in. So I wear Brooks shoes because they own Brooks shoes. Not only is it because they own it, because it's the best walking shoe, I think, that's manufactured. And I do occasionally indulge in See's candy. I can give out See's candy as a gift because they also own See's candy. But there was never, in the entire discussion of the franchise, there was never a mention of Geico or Rocket Mortgage or title companies. So I found that refreshing, okay, as a franchisee. But at some point in time, I wish they would contact us because they're heavily invested in energy, and that's very important in the United States. But so be it, right? It will.
Well, it's good for you as the consumer to know that your real estate broker is absolutely focused on what's best for you. There's no conflict of interest. They're not trying to sell you a house or a building or sell you something and then get the title insurance bird dog fee. It's just everything is totally separate and clear. And a lot of companies that own title companies or mortgage companies, there could be a conflict of interest. It's
even if it's disclosed.
even if it's disclosed, and it's
yes.
disclosed simply because it's inherent that there's a
Yes.
conflict of interest. So Berkshire Hathaway doesn't do that. They don't go there at all. The other thing I found, why I go every year, no one stands up there and tells you to buy or sell any particular stock. It's all about more of a philosophy of investing or a philosophy of life. And I appreciate that. It's very generous and liberal in social responsibility, very conservative on fiscal responsibility. And it's all about taking personal responsibility
For yourself and your family and your company. We want to take a quick moment to thank Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alaska Realty for supporting this episode. One of the things we appreciate about our team is that our agents do far more than open a door. We help clients understand neighborhoods, evaluate investment opportunities, navigate commercial leases, prepare homes for sale, and make smart long-term real estate decisions. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a growing business looking for office space, or a national or international Fortune 500 company exploring opportunities in Alaska, we're here to facilitate and help you. Visit Berkshire Hathaway Home Services AlaskaRealty.com to connect with Lottie Michael at 907-242-7603 or Connie Yoshimura at 907-229-2703. I do remember a quote when I was there last year, and have gone twice as Lottie's guest because I'm not a shareholder, I am a franchisee. But there was a comment that was made that was somewhat political. And what he said was, tariffs are an act of war. Yeah, yes. And we see that in the headlines every day. We may not like that statement. There's both sides to that politically. But if you look at the news, you can see that. So I thought that's I've never heard him say anything.
Well, I've heard him talk about politics. I have an idea of what he believes politically. But I try to stay in my lane, and my lane is all about commercial real estate. When they were interviewing or talking to Ajit, who heads up all of the insurance, and they own several insurance companies and reinsurance companies, which is where serious money is being made. So they just bought a company in Japan, and I should know the name, but I don't. That's all right. So Ajit went there, and he's been negotiating for years on this, and he said, the deal is screaming money. And I wrote that down. You call me on commercial real estate, I'll find you a deal that is screaming money. I love that quote.
Love
I wrote it down. I put it on my computer in my office. The deal was screaming money. I like that.
So I love the floor where all the concessions are and all that sort of thing. So you could buy a Dairy Queen ice cream and it has only 90 calories, if I recall correctly. It's on a little stick. I liked that. You can buy your Brooks shoes there. They have a Warren Buffett one every year. So you can get your Brooks shoes with a little signature on it from Warren Buffett. You can buy a Mont Blanc pen that says Warren Buffett on it. You have several articles of clothing that that you can buy. You could also buy manufactured housing there. They have Clayton Properties, which is what I was interested in to see the designs that they have. They have Clayton Properties. These are
Manufactured housing.
Manufactured housing. We don't have any in Alaska. I think there's only 2 states that don't have it.
We have some Clayton homes here. We don't have we have a Clayton home dealership here. The problem is the unit itself costs about $195,000. And that's from the street. You wouldn't know that it was manufactured, but it's not just 12 feet. It's more like 24 or 30 feet. So it comes in sections and you put them together. But you have to buy that and then you have to ship it up, which is another $30,000. And I couldn't identify a break for volume. So if I bought one home, it would be about 30. If I bought 10 homes, it's about 30. And then you have to have a lot to put it in or a mobile home park to put it in. And then have this setup.
Yeah.
On a private lot, you'd want a foundation, but in a park, you wouldn't. But by the time it's all said and done, you're close to $300,000. It's a good option for housing, but it might not be to say that it's inexpensive housing. There's no such thing as inexpensive housing.
Not in Alaska.
Yeah.
So they also own NetJets.
They have a big interest in NetJets.
And what else?
Encyclopedia Britannica, who would have guessed that? Oriental,
What's it called?
Oriental Express, I think, which is all things party. We go to a party place. They sell party novelties. They own Pampered Chef, which is until small utensils and appliances for the kitchen. They own a couple of different jewelry stores. They own Ben Bridges. Then they own their higher end is Bergdorf, I think. Anyway, they own a lot of different companies you don't really think about. And of course, utilities and rail. It's not sexy, but it's just everything you need in everyday life.
So are you going again next year?
Oh, yeah, I've got it on the calendar. Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely.
It's always in Omaha, right?
It's always in Omaha, and it's always the meeting is the first Saturday of the month of May. Friday, they have events pretty much all week. And I've really never done anything except the meeting. I think next year I'm going to do the 5K.
Oh.
Which is on Sunday after I eat.
Well, that Omaha is a beautiful city.
Oh, it's totally beautiful. Yeah. Good food. It's fun. It's a happening.
It's a nice downtown area. There's the old town, and then there's the new town. And you can see that what would appear to be the Buffett family privately investing in the downtown area.
Oh, yeah. Their names are on several different public properties.
Can I go next year?
Play your cards. Anyway, I really get a lot out of those meetings.
We thought you would enjoy hearing about the annual shareholders meeting and all of the other companies that Berkshire Hathaway owns. And I can always say that we're all very proud to be part of that conglomerate. And we think it's the best opportunity because of its stability, its integrity, and its financial security. So we're very pleased to be a part of Berkshire Hathaway.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in.
I want to say one more thing.
Okay.
All right. And there are only 2 companies that get to carry the Berkshire Hathaway name. There is Berkshire Hathaway Energy and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And so we're very proud to be a part of that. Thank you. Thanks again to Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alaska Realty for sponsoring this episode. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in the great state of Alaska, be sure to contact us. Connie Yoshimura at 907-229-273, or for commercial activity, Lottie Michael, CCIM at
907-242-7603.